Welcome into the Michigan Football Report. Let's get right into today's show. We got a lot of topics around the 2019 Michigan football defense. Instagram question and answer. Make sure you follow me. You see it down there at the bottom of the page. Tristan Andrews, 88, says, do you see this year's defense performing to expect better than expectations, meeting expectations, or underperforming? Where are they going to be? A lot of big-time players gone to the NFL. Rashawn Gary, Devin Bush, Chase Winovich, and some others. Let's take a look. Under Don Brown, this will be year 4 under Don Brown, 16, 17, 18. Never DJ Durkin. I don't even know what happened to DJ Durkin. I haven't heard anything from him since he left Michigan. Don Brown has kept this defense in the top 5 basically every single year for most of the season, of course. Points per game, yards, they're always in the top 2 or 3. You see where the team has been at last year in points per game, 17.6, number 12 in America. This was the number 1 defense for most of America for total yards. Ohio State, then Florida, I think they ended up maybe 2 or 3. But nevertheless, this has been a big-time defense, the strength of Michigan's team. If these are expectations, Tristan, if our expectations are a top 5 or 6 in yards, a top 10 or 15 in scoring, always one of the best passing defenses in the country as far as yards, and then the more granular, sabermetric stats of yards per pass and all these different high-end things that Michigan's done really well at, I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to be disappointed. It's not because Don Brown is going to take a step back, although the book kind of is out on him after the Ohio State and Florida game, but you lose a lot of those players. Nevertheless, Michigan's got some good talent coming in, but they're not going to sit on the ball. The big, the thing that nobody wants to talk about in Michigan football under Don Brown is, yes, they've had great stats. Yes, the defense has always looked great. You always thought you could count on them. But Michigan is probably, if not one of the top 5 or 6 slowest teams in the country, meaning they take the entire play clock. They run the fewest plays. They run the ball a lot. They don't throw it on 3rd and 2 and maybe have an incomplete. They run those plays a lot. So Michigan games go by quicker, the team's in the field longer, and the offense is, and so that means that the defense is on the field for less, right? And the offense hasn't turned the ball over a lot lately, especially in 2018. So the defense isn't up against it when the offense turns the ball over. That's not going to be the case going forward. Not necessarily the turnovers or anything like that, but Michigan's going to be moving the ball fast. They're going to be on the ball. They're going to be moving it, passing a ton, and I think the defense, if the offense is going to gain 10 or 12 plays a game, maybe 80 or 100 yards on offense, the defense is going to do the same on the other way. They're going to have to face more offense as a defense. So I think to think that Michigan's going to have a top 10 defense this year is bonkers. And if they are, Don Brown is just getting a statue outside of Schembechler Hall. Let's keep it rolling. Next question. Brandon Bradley, any word on Luigi Verlaine's progress? Like Tariq Black, Luigi has been injured for 2 straight years. You forget about Luigi Verlaine. You forget about the man from Ontario, Canada. He's going into his 3rd year with Michigan football. I can't believe it's already 3 years for him. 2 different knee injuries. 2017 missed the season with a knee injury, missed his entire freshman year. Then last September had to get surgery on his other knee, right? So both knees have had season-ending surgeries. He's been told, I've read this, been told that he actually has already gotten a medical red shirt. So even though he's coming into his 3rd year, Luigi Verlaine has a red shirt and then a medical red shirt because they're for the same injury. He's actually got 4 years of eligibility. So this young man's going to be, and my son's 2.5. My son's going to be in 2nd grade by the time Luigi Verlaine is still playing for the University of Michigan football. But I'm going to caution everyone this. He was a top 50, 60 player, high-end 4-star recruit. A lot of people thought, hey, maybe this could be the next Rashawn Gary, Chase Winovich. Maybe he gained some weight, moves inside the next Mo Hurst. 2 knee surgeries, 2 years in a row. Look, I got a kind of a bad back. I know kind of an atrophy that puts on you when you try and get back on the basketball court or jogging. It's going to take a while for Luigi Verlaine. I don't think you're going to expect a lot from him. If he gets back to where he was as a top 100 recruit coming out of high school, I don't think it's going to be for another year or 2 after back-to-back 2 straight years. Think about Tariq Black. He came back after his 2nd big-time foot injury, and he played in 5 games last year. No one even knew it because he just wasn't producing. But nevertheless, that's the word on Verlaine. He'll get snaps this year, not injured, hopefully having a successful 2019. But to make it, to think he's going to be some impact player, I would hold your horses on that one. All right. Told you guys before, we're looking at the analytics. We're making sales. I'm going around to the local bakeries and auto care stores and saying, hey, you want to advertise in the Michigan Football Report? I got to know this question. if I don't get you guys to answer, the show might not be able to run in the state of Michigan anymore. How many of you live in the state of Michigan? If you do, type yes, type Y below in the comments, YouTube, Facebook Live, type Y if you live in Michigan, type N if not. And if you hit N, drop me a line what state you're at. Maybe when we take our next road show, the Chroma Key Express, maybe come to your state, see what's going on with you. Y for yes if you live in Michigan, N for no. Keep it rolling. Instagram, Michigan Football Report, question and answer on the Michigan defense. Who do you think ends up playing more? You got Devin Gill, Cam McGrone, Jordan Anthony. I think I'm not gonna, got people saying, James, don't quit saying blog boys. We like your show. Don't talk about the blog boys anymore. So maybe let's call them the double Bs, okay? BBBs, the baby back blog boys. That's 4 Bs actually. They just love Devin Gill. I don't know. People think Devin Gill is this impact player. He is not a huge impact player. So I am taking a leap. And maybe this doesn't turn out to be true. I did it last year with Jalen Mayfield on the offensive line. But everything I'm told is that Cam McGrone is the next stud. Jordan Anthony is going to get a lot of playing time, but the way things are moving with this Sam outside rusher and Josh Uche being such a disruptor, I think that that 4 linebacker with one of them having their hand down on the wide outside will be the setup they go with. Khalil Hudson obviously at the Viper. You've got Jordan Ross come back, Josh Ross, Jordan Ross come back, Jordan Anthony backing him up. Cam McGrone is the guy I'm excited about this year. Out of the state of Indiana, high-end 4-star recruit. It's going to fill in with that wild speed that Devin Bush has had for the last couple of years. So out of these 3 players, Gill, McGrone, Jordan Anthony, Anthony's a little, a year older than McGrone, both high-end top 100 recruits. Devin Gill, wish him the best. I think Cam McGrone, maybe playing time, I'm not sure how you quantify playing time, here and there, but I think the most impact is what I'm concerned about. Cam McGrone will make the biggest impact on this defense in 2019. So we'll see how that plays out. That's my prediction, though. From Instagram, that was James Hansen that asked that one. Thanks a lot for the question, James. Now we got Charlie Kang, 29. I like Sean Nua, but can he truly replace Greg Madison as the defensive line coach? Look, let me just throw this one out here for you guys, okay? We all remember back in January, I broke the story about Al Washington and then Madison, and I think they knew about they were going to take those jobs. I really do when Michigan played Ohio State back in the end of November. But Sean Nua is a young guy. He can be molded. Greg Madison's been around the block, but I think Madison probably had one foot out the door for a lot of the last year, looking for either retiring or his next role. But we know the technique and everything that Madison had, probably not. And he's also up against it as far as talent because Michigan's got some massive defensive line losses. Rashawn Gary leaving after his junior year onto the draft. Chase Winovich, much better career than Rashawn. Going to the Patriots, I think he'll have a better pro career than Rashawn as well. And then Aubrey Solomon, the guy nobody talks about, 5-star, started as a true freshman, started as a sophomore, left the program after his sophomore year, transferring to Tennessee. I don't actually know if he got immediate eligibility like everybody else did. It probably should have, claimed he was a target of being a jerk. Someone was mean to him on Michigan's campus, but nevertheless, I saw that shake off from the producer. They knew what I was about to say. But nevertheless, coming back, okay defensive line. Okay. But none of these guys, in my opinion, are going to be first-round draft picks or second or third-round draft picks like Rashawn Gary, like even guys like Frank Clark and such have been recently, Chase Winovich. Aiden Hutchins is the guy I'm most excited about. But don't put everything on Sean Nua this year to have a 2018, 2016 Michigan defensive line. You got to give him a couple years. You've got Chris Hinton coming out there. You've got Mozzie Smith. So in 3 years from now, 2021 season, when those guys are juniors, you should expect to have one of the best 5 or 10 defensive lines in the country if Sean Nua is living up to his expectation like that snake. Living up to where that snake Greg Madison had made people think he was the guy. Madison is the co-defensive coordinator at Ohio State now. It just burns my eyes. The second time this son of a bitch has left Michigan to be the defensive coordinator at our mother effing rival. And I just can't stand Greg Madison. I think he's a snake. I don't know from you guys. Do you think Greg Madison is a snake? He's lower than a snake. He's going to look up to see a snake, in my opinion, at this point, going to Ohio State. And I hope Josh Gaddis runs it up on his ass this November in Ann Arbor. Type S if you think Greg Madison, slimy Greg, if you think he's a snake and you agree with me on that one, go ahead and type in the comment. No place for Greg Madison in my world of college football. But make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, we've got the new emoji set designed by Stephen M. Snell. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Michigan TV. What a great URL. What a wonderful URL. We called up Google and we said, look, who's got a better YouTube channel than us for Michigan football? They said nobody. We have Michigan TV. Took a few weeks. They gave it to us. Go ahead and subscribe. Click below if you're on Facebook. Head there after the show. Give me a screenshot now. Go and subscribe later. You can watch the show anytime on demand. Keep it rolling. Instagram, question and answer. We have how much of an impact do our coaches that defected to OSU have on the Ohio State-Michigan game this year, November in Ann Arbor. Jim Harbaugh's 5th year for the University of Michigan. Well, I'm going to go out there and maybe I'll be contrary. Maybe I'm not going to be politically correct like most of the media out there and kiss ass, because I think this is addition by subtraction. I think both those guys were better recruiters than they were necessarily coaches, but you take the guys that give up 62 points and you put them in charge of the Ohio State defense. I think they could be nothing but good. And it's not like they know what offense they're going up against. If Josh Gaddis had been against Michigan last year, if Gaddis' offense had been in play, then it'd be like, oh, hey, I know exactly what Harbaugh's about to do here. I know all the tendencies. This is no problem. But he has no clue. And if you look back to when he was the defensive coordinator under Brady Hoke, you look back to his defensive coordinator in the mid-90s before he defected to Notre Dame, Greg Madison's defense have always, they got smoked like a Marlboro, smoked like a joint out there in Colorado, whatever you want, against spread offenses, okay? He is good against NFL-style offenses, not against spread. I think it was a bad hire by Ohio State. Madison's almost 70 years old, so I think the impact will be a positive one. Slagger, JW, thanks for the question, a good one. And if you want to get your question, this is, I'll tell you what, not a big Instagram guy. I'm getting into it now, but I found this is the easiest way to get the Q&As. You put the little question up there, people just type it in. I can take a screenshot like we have now, get us to 1,500 followers. I chugged a beer on air a couple weeks ago when I was out in Hawaii. To get to 1,500, I'm going to do something even more special. It doesn't count my blue hair, which we all know about that, okay? 1,500 subscribers, I'm going to do something extra special for you guys. Keep it moving. Coach W. Did George move? Is he an assistant coach for the Rangers now? Okay. President, Coach W. Thoughts on our defense this upcoming year. I think Michigan fans need to take a breath, okay? Let's do it. Deep breath. Let's check that pulse. It's not going to be a top 5 defense again this year. I know it's the expectation under Jim Harbaugh, but you got 2 major things. Big-time staff turnover, completely different offensive philosophy. I guess 3 things. All kinds of NFL-level talent who has left. And you've got, let's take a look at the defensive line here. You don't have the household names, the 5-star talent like you have in the past. I think the defensive line actually might be one of the weaker parts of the team. Go over the linebackers. There's no Devin Bush here, folks. Ross played plenty in 2018. Cam McGrone. Josh Uche got in the field once in a while. McGrone, Anthony, Gill, Michael Barrett. You've got 2 high-level players there, proven players in Hudson. Ross, Uche's been out there. He's been hit or miss, but I don't necessarily think this is a top 5 linebacker core in the country or anything like that. And then the secondary. I'm projecting a true freshman starter at free safety. I think he's going to be a better player than Brad Hawkins. Maybe it's not game 1, but by mid-season, Dax Hill, he'll be there. Josh Metellus, Lavert Hill, glad they came back. Ambry Thomas in 2 seasons in Michigan has proved nothing at the corner position. So maybe Vincent Gray, a redshirt freshman, is going to beat him nevertheless. But this is not a big-time experienced defense. And I haven't heard the praise on some of these new guys outside of Aiden Hutchinson like you have maybe in 2017 when you had returning 10 starters. So that is the question there. My thoughts on the Michigan football defense here on our Instagram question and answer session.